Hey, and welcome home once again. Day 4. Still raining. It's been raining since the other day when I put the tarp on, pretty much. And it's been staying dry on the overhead. We have a couple leaks around the perimeter. We're going to figure out how we need to shore that up. But praise the Lord, it's better a couple leaks at the bottom of our tent than a leak in the top of our tent, and better than having no tent at all. Sleep seems to almost be getting easier. I don't know if I'm just getting used to it or if we're numb, but I think my hip's out of joint, but it's what everyone has to endure that doesn't have a bed, and it's something you need to think about when you lay on your nice warm bed, that not everybody has one.
We've been running pretty non-stop. I feel like I could sleep on a bed of nails right now. But I was just had in my heart today while I was had some time to think. I just had a feeling from God that I just wanted to send out some prayers for softening of hearts in the community, and for anybody who sees these videos and has a heart for what it is that we're doing and feels led to help us with our cause. I mean, you would be doing a huge, awesome, wonderful thing for your community and for our God, and just a little bit goes a long way. If everybody that this video reaches and people that see that what we're doing, just gave a little bit, $1, like we said in the other video.
Well, we were out for Soul last night. Speaking of it helping the community, we were out for Soul Thursday night. It's hard. When you live in a tent, I mean, you wonder why these guys seem like their life isn't worth anything. You lose track of what day it is. Our lives are going on. We're still doing what we normally do. But this kind of always showing up in the same tent, this is our surroundings. Unless we're busy out doing something, you really lose track. So I think it is Saturday night. So Thursday when we went out for Soul, we ran into a couple cops, and we explained the vision to them, and it made me realize that if everyone caught the vision, everyone would want to be a part of our mission, because what the police officer said was, that helps us, that helps the community, and that helps the homeless. This is a win-win-win thing that you guys are doing, because we explained it like this, that if we had a shelter and someone called and complained, there's a vagrant in the dumpster, there's a guy in the front yard of our church, there's a guy in my backyard in a tent, there's a guy over there walking the streets that looks kind of sketchy, and they called us, we could take them home and take them to the shelter, build them up, get them off the streets, and in time we could get them an apartment and a job and a new life. But in the immediate, we would get them out of the situation. They wouldn't have to take them to jail. They wouldn't have to run them off to have them show up in someone else's backyard. We would just be able to take them home. And if you could understand that, oh, I don't want homeless in my backyard. Well, they wouldn't have to be, because they'd be in our house. And if everyone could understand how great that is, a complete all-around win, that we're not trying to put a band-aid on a situation, we're not trying to relocate something, we're trying to remove the situation and make the situation better, because that's something we've said since the birth of Soul. Homelessness isn't a disease. It's not it's a situation. It's a circumstance, and anyone could be in that circumstance, and if you were in that circumstance, you wouldn't want to get arrested, you wouldn't want to keep getting moved around. We're lucky that we have a tent, and we're allowed to have our tent where we're allowed to have our tent. So until we get the shelter, we're allowed to be in our tent. But other people are not so lucky. They get moved around nightly. They can't even put up tents because they have to move from this place to that place and just carry a blanket, because they can't even have a sleeping bag, or people say, oh, you're homeless, you can't even walk on the streets. So if we just had the shelter and you saw someone, you call us, there's no longer a situation, and then we can bring them home and change their situation.
And we'd be doing our best to help build members of the productive members of the community that would be tax-paying workers. I mean, it's all around. It's good for them. It's good for us. It's good for the police. It's good for everybody in the community as a whole.
In our short time of doing this without the shelter, we've already seen success stories. We've already seen how the leg up concept does actually get people out of the trenches. So if we had them for a duration, we could really see those success stories multiply.
Like, yep. I was telling some family members of mine today, if we had more than just a couple hours, if we had more than just one night, you know, we could go that much further with them, because we do have the solution, just don't have the funding. But it's such a blessing. You know, there's multiple stories that we could tell you from our side of the world over here in Sussex County to over in Wycomico County and Salisbury. You know, guys going out of their way to find us where we are, so they can say, yeah, and I'm so glad that you guys cared about me. You showed me love. You showed me hope, and you told me I could do it. And they show us their new badges they got, you know, so they can go to work, and they're all excited that they're moving in an apartment soon.
And I had to tell you guys, because you care, because no one else does. So help us care. Like we said on Facebook, we're willing and we're willing and ready
and able.
Make us able. That's what we ask for. Well, so we're headed to night 4. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting us. And again, thanks for the prayers. God bless.
Take care. Stay strong. God bless.